clear. The only question was, where would they end up? Well, we have those answers. Georgia freshman phenom Anthony Edwards went first overall to the Timberwolves. The 6'5", 220-pound guard from Atlanta averaged 19 points per game and was the SEC Freshman of the Year. He joins Minnesota's young core duo of Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. And for Edwards, hearing his name called first made his draft experience truly unforgettable.
It's an indescribable feeling. I mean, I can't even describe it. My family is emotional. I feel like when I get over here, I'm gonna get emotional, and I'm just blessed beyond measure to be in this situation. My grandmother's right here, and my mother is right here. And the shirt that, with the collaboration I had, I got my grandmother's name and my mother's name on my shirt, so they're with me at all times.
Yeah, definitely cool moment for Edwards and his family. By the way, adding Edwards gives the T-Wolves 2 #1 picks on the roster along with Towns, and Russell was the #2 pick in 2015. Edwards is the 6th player from the SEC to go first overall. The first 5, which includes Shaq and Anthony Davis, all became All-Stars for the team that drafted them.
And with the #2 selection, Golden State takes James Wiseman, who is not a replacement for Klay Thompson at shooting guard. 7'1", protect the rim, run to the rim, pick and roll kind of center, true big man. Played 3 games at Memphis this season and stepped away because of an NCAA suspension related to high school tuition payments. 20 and 11 in limited action. Good call.
I mean, all praises be to God first, but just me going through this adversity made me stronger as a person, and I'm truly ready just to go to Golden State and just to go and just learn as much as possible and just be the best version of me and just work every day. I'm building my mental toughness and just creating that chip on my shoulder to where I just stay humble but just work hard every day and just leave all the praise to God.
Now, it feels a bit like forever since the Warriors played in the finals less than 2 years ago. Golden State, only the 5th team to pick in the top 2 within 2 drafts of making the finals. They're the first to do it this century. Of note, the Lakers had big game James Worthy, who I think we all love, with the top pick in 1982.
That worked out.
The Hornets, 3rd in line to the podium, and they took LaMelo Ball, 3rd in line of the Ball brothers. Kid's been in the spotlight for half a dozen years now. Chico Hills High School, Lithuanian pro, tried high school in Ohio for a bit, briefly, then to Australia. His game's improved, his dad's quieted down, kid's a scorer and maybe the best talent in the draft.
Great blessing, for real. I don't even have enough words to say. I mean, I'm just blessed right now, for real. Really excited. I'm just letting it all hit me right now, but like I said, I'm ready to play, so yeah, I'm definitely ready to come and everything and just ready to lace them up, for real.
Lace him up for real. 3 years after older brother Lonzo went 2nd overall to the Lakers, LaMelo 1 pick later. The Balls are the first pair of brothers ever to go top 5, which is cool. He joined the Hornets roster looking for his first playoff berth since 2016. Despite the trouble, Charlotte hasn't made a pick this high since taking Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, 2nd overall, 2012.
Other notable first-rounders, Patrick Williams was the 6th man of the year in the ACC, and he goes 4th overall to the Bulls. He's the highest drafted prospect out of Florida State since Dave Cowens in 1970. Isaac Okoro rounded out the top 5, going 5th to the Cavs. He was the SEC All-Defensive Player as a freshman. Meanwhile, the Cavs ranked last in defensive efficiency last season. The Knicks are bringing Obi Toppin back home. The Wooden Award winner was born in Brooklyn and will bring his high-flying act to MSG across the river. Toppin led D1 with 107 dunks last season. Feeling Knicks fans are more than hyped about this year's draft pick, especially compared to most years. Obi Toppin, the 6'9" power forward out of Dayton, going to New York as the 8th overall pick. Most draft projections had him going a few picks higher after averaging 20 points and 7.5 rebounds a game for Dayton last year. And oh, by the way, he was National Player of the Year.
Why is it so important to you to be putting on that jersey?
I'm from New York. That's why it's important. me repping my city it's amazing. A lot of people pray to be in this position, and I'm not going to take it for granted. I promise you that.
Picture of Leon Rose, the new president of basketball operations for the team, with both his arms in the air, fists raised. You could see how excited he was about this pick, and it's easy to see why. You know, back when he was still an agent at CAA earlier this year, Rose was trying to get Obi Toppin to go be part of CAA's group as part of their representation. That eventually did happen after Leon went to take over the Knicks. And, you know, his style of play is something that the Knicks have been excited about for a while. You know, big physical guy who can run the floor, can make some really exciting plays in transition as he did at Dayton last year. Should be a nice fit alongside Mitchell Robinson at center for the Knicks and RJ Barrett on the wing.
Bit of a surprise, Iowa State guard Tyrese Halliburton fell to Sacramento at number 12 during his sophomore season at Ames. Halliburton led the Big 12 in assists per game, while also shooting 42% from three. And fellow point guard Cole Anthony went 3 picks later to the Magic. He was the number 2 overall recruit in 2019 behind only James Wiseman, averaged more than 18 points per game during his lone season at Chapel Hill.
Well, that didn't work out as we had hoped, so the Sixers turned away their big free agent signing from last year, Al Horford. Al sent to Oklahoma City along with a number 1 pick in 2025 in exchange for Danny Green. Essentially, that's the deal. Horford, 12 points, 6 boards, 4 assists last year. Didn't really fit with that whole Joel Embiid type thing. Lost his starting job toward the end of the season. Green has now gone from the Spurs to the Raptors to the Lakers to the Thunder to Philly in 30 months. Got 2 rings. OKC now has 16 number 1 picks. Horford's $27.5 million salary. They used one of those selections tonight, so we're down to 15.
Okay.
Next 6 draft, 15 first-round picks, which is the most players you're actually going to have on a roster, is 15. Most of those are coming from the Clippers and Rockets, thanks to the Paul George, Russell Westbrook deals. Currently, by the way, Oklahoma City has 1 player on its roster they actually drafted, and that was Steven Adams.
And they have been very active in the trade market, specifically revolving around Josh Richardson, their talented young wing. And they have been looking for a place for him and potentially to draw in a couple of more assets that they may call Houston with, his old friends, and try to make an offer for James Harden. And if it's not James Harden, it'll be somebody else. But you can count on the Sixers remaking this roster already. They've been aggressive with picking up Danny Green and changing themselves into more of a shooting team. Much more to come.
I think you're right when you say if it's not James Harden, it's somebody else, because James Harden certainly is one of a kind.